Hi, welcome back. Guys, girls and binary people, everyone in between. Everyone is welcome here, to be honest. My name is Will, I do the art on creation characters, and today I've got some pretty damn cool ideas. So some of you may recognise this figure here. It's from Instagram, it's on the YouTube channel, it's on TikTok as well. By the way, I'll put my socials up here now and also at the end. But this is Alien August, and well, that's kind of a theme for the month. I've themed my months to make the drawing process a bit easier and the video ideas a bit easier for myself as well. And this is the new face of this month. But today, I want to make some more poster-esque art pieces. And the idea with this was to make some sort of 80s poster, but I've kind of developed in my own style. I have never really done something like this before and I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to try and do something like this again. This was also then digitally edited, which is what I'm going to hopefully do in this video too, because it's going to be a bit of a mixed multimedia thing. So this is actually pen and pencil mixed, and then obviously I've stuck it onto a digital background, added some effects, made it look cool. That's what we're going to do today. So I have actually got a couple plans here. Now the things that I want to do are one, a song poster, somewhat in that style, two, a movie poster, somewhat in that style, and three, a book poster or cover, somewhat in that style. Except I'm going to be upping the horror factor, the mystery factor, and also the... well, I'm going to be alienating them a lot. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Quite creepy, but yeah, still a lot of fun. So the three things I'm going to do are Spaceman by Sam Ryder, you know. E.T., Extraterrestrial, it's quite an old film. And then also Aliens in Underpants. This was a book that I read as a kid. If you don't know what it is, search it up. It's quite good, to be honest. But these are kind of three things that I've chosen. And I'm going to be taking all of these very literally. So E.T., I've put E.T. is in eating stuff. So this is going to be some sort of giant slug creature. And instead of having that magic finger, possibly, it has these magic sort of antenna around its mouth that can sort of move things and draw it into its mouth. Or it can grab things with this long sort of frog-like tongue. You know, frogs have that sticky bit on the end of their tongue. I'm kind of imagining that. And also taking a bit of inspiration from the sandworms in Dune as well. And then we've got Elliot and the boys here in the moons coming in the forest. Aliens in Underpants. So obviously an inn is another name for like a pub, so I took that into account. I'm going to do some aliens probably going into an inn, and then probably some underpants bit like hung out outside on hooks, possibly as trophies or something like that. So maybe the person that owns this is some ruthless maniac that collects trophies such as underpants, or possibly really dark and twisted thought. I don't know where this came from the other day, but possibly this person could also desires the truest fashion, and whoever finds the best fashion wins, except they can only do it from living beings, so they skin things alive, make underpants out of them, or whatever fashion they like, but underpants are the most fashionable in this alien race. And it only gets held every millennia or something like that. That's kind of the idea for that one. And one thing I do want to point out for all of these is they are all canonical, so they're all in the CNC universe. Even this guy here, they're all going to be in the CNC universe, all canonical events, all the alien races and everything like that, so yeah. Other than that, we're going to get straight into it. I'm going to start doing some... Oops. So obviously you can see I've already done some sort of base sort of layout and lines and stuff. What I actually need to do is a bit more of a harder sketch to then scan this in and upgrade it digitally. So we'll go ahead and do that first. But yeah, let's go. Okay, so that's the Aliens in Underpants one done. Now obviously the aliens aren't in here yet, I will draw them in later when I go do digitally. I actually have a couple aliens sort of SketchUp ready. So as you can see, I kind of took like a Star Wars theme here. When they go to Tatooine, they go to, I can't remember what the place is called, but they go to a pub there, which is where Greedo meets Han. And it's kind of got this sort of theme, I guess, you can see in the drawings. We've got these hooks where the pants are going to be hung, or skins are going to be hung. We've got the bar here, sort of circular. We're going to have a couple of stools, a couple of different aliens sat around, maybe some cyborgs, some robots too. It's got a beam here for just a bit of foreground and a bit of perspective, and I like how it sort of bends around the page as well. I think that adds some perspective too. Anyway, I have got some pretty good ideas for this as well. So, yeah. Let's move on to Spaceman. So I've finished the second one now. And yeah, as you can see, it's pretty cool. So I've taken this very literally again. So you probably can't see too well here, but this does say Sam, but with a 4. There's like a code on the spacesuit. And then rider, obviously, this is a low rider, which is a type of motorbike. Search around the universe is on a planet. This is some sort of universe. Been down some black holes. This is going to be a black hole where the alien's sitting. And I want this alien to kind of use the same palette as the Alien August one, which is why I've added some more like muscular bits to it to actually make it some sort of contortion of pieces stuck together. So maybe some sort of biomass or a biomechanical organism, something like that. I think it'd be pretty cool. Nothing but space. So we're gonna have a starry bit in this corner up here, just to add a bit of space into it. But that's kind of the whole thing I did. So the figure here, I kind of had a clear idea for that. But in terms of the head, I kind of saw this thing while I was trying to come up with ideas. I don't know what it is, but it did definitely help. And that is why the head is shaped like this. So yeah, I just went off of that and kept going, I guess. And that is number 3, all done. So this is, yeah, E.T. or E.T. So E-A-T-Y. So we've, yeah, again taken some inspiration from Dune. I'm still trying to work in that sort of muscular look with the rest of the body. I've got E.T.'s sort of magic finger, but as these sort of spindly antennas, almost like octopus tentacles, with sort of like bulbs on the end that will glow in the final image. Very spiky, again this sort of Dune sandworm sort of vibe. And then I also added in some sort of veins with a tongue leading out that grabs its victims and pulls them in, while it can also probably lift people up with these sort of magic fingers or draw them in probably. I'll add the moon in the final piece, and then I'll also add some kids in here, Elliot and his friends.
But more recently, I'd been thinking about how I could change this into more of an experiment. And keeping it relatively the same style as the original, but the other two I would experiment with a bit more, changing the colour, the amount of it that I use, and also other variables. But as you can see, Sam Ryder's Spaceman poster has actually come out the most successful. I just need to do a couple edits with the actual man, and the other two, here you are. So the Aliens in Underpants one, I just thought it was a bit too complicated to actually add colour. It looks better as a sketch, and I think it would look better, far more developed, possibly as a piece of concept art or just as a sketch in black and white itself. And again, although the ET one felt quite good as a sketch, actually going in and adding colour took away from it somewhat, and I felt like there was too much colour to be added and a bit too much colour detail. So again, I think this one would look slightly better digital as concept art or possibly just as a sketch. So long story short, I added a background, did some colouring and made some cool effects. As you can see, it's looking pretty decent, but I did actually want to go further. So next up, all I did on the Photos app was just change a couple of the settings to give it that aesthetic that I really wanted, that sort of deep space, sort of dark fantasy effect. Then it was just the text. And here we have the final piece. It looks absolutely stunning, probably the best piece I've done so far, I think so. And I've definitely gotten the aesthetic I wanted. It definitely suits the theme of this month. Yeah, I have no words for it, it's just amazing to be honest. But thanks so much for watching, really hope you have enjoyed. I've got another video coming out soon. It might be a bit more funny, but still in that sort of alien theme. Other than that, I have nothing else really to say other than like and subscribe, and yeah, goodbye.